Hi, I'm going to have another rant. No, it's not another rant really. It's a continuation of an old rant but on a milder tone. As you know, I'm a news junkie. Yeah, take it or leave it. I'm thinking of leaving it. I waded through the news today, through all the bullshit. And to read a page of, say, 9 news rubbish or whatever you want to call it, it takes about 30 minutes to wade through the rubbish to get about 15 minutes of headlines that are actually worth reading. Anyway, today I thought I would just share some of those headlines that are absolutely not worth reading. Now, bear with me 1 second while I just check my notes. I actually had to make notes because I couldn't understand what the hell was going on with this thing. Okay, I don't know where it was. It's suburbs somewhere in Sydney, Newtown or somewhere like that. It used to be a slum many years ago, but now it's not a slum. It's actually a trendy hipster. I thought hipster was a dead word these days. I missed a lot. This is now a hipster area, and this iconic Hollywood star called Zendaya. I've never heard of him, her, it, nor do I care what they identify as. It doesn't bother me in the least. Anyway, they went to this area to look at antique clothes. My God. Which means that he, she or it is about to pay a fortune for somebody else's rubbish. You can do that at Vinnie's, much cheaper and probably the bigger selection. Anyway, if this is real and antique clothes are a thing, I could make a fortune. I still have got a couple of tie-dyed t-shirts from the 60s and 70s. I love old clothes. Another word for vintage clothes. I don't buy it, I just own it. But my 60s and 70s tie-dyed t-shirts are now full of mothholes, so I guess they're air-conditioned, which makes them even more trendy. We'd think so, wouldn't you? I've even got a pair of Crocs thongs, and for those of you who are unfortunate enough not to live in Australia, thongs are things you put on your feet, not on your crotch. Okay? Now, if you don't believe me, what I'm about to say next, it's not going to make much sense to you. My thongs, imagine them on your crotch, still have no tread, or they have no tread now. They still don't slip, and they're still very comfortable. No wonder you're confused about crotch and thongs. I love that idea. I also have a pair of almost crotchless undies. Now, they're not quite crotchless yet, but they could be fairly soon, which would make them more valuable, I would imagine. I just don't know how to sell them. I throw them to the rubbish tin, but there we are. That's why lots of garbos are millionaires now. They know what to pull out of the rubbish tin, I guess. Right, anyway, that's the end of that silly story. Really stupid. Now, next one. Tom Cruise dumps his ex. Who bloody well cares? And they go to great depths. Why? Like I said, who cares? Apparently she's the ex of some Russian oligarch, which is a strange name for a billionaire, who the Russians are trying to kill and hate and whatever, and who sent Tom Cruise a message, I hope you've got a wide wallet, etc. Meaning that the ex likes to live in the high lane, and I don't think Cruise wants to waste that much money. Either way, who cares? Like I said, it's not important, is it? Now, let's see what else we've got here. I've written it all down, so I've got to keep notes, otherwise I forget it all. Oh, Rebel Wilson. Now this, I don't even find it remotely funny, quite frankly, but this lump of a woman, who is now less of a lump of a woman, and I have no problem with lumps of women. She's just a mouthy one. Has criticised a whole bunch of people she doesn't like. Sacha Baron Cohen, I forget the other person, and she had a crack at Adele. Now Adele can at least sing. She's got talent. She's world class. But she's had a crack at Adele, because when Adele was overweight, she would not go anywhere near Rebel Wilson. I don't care if I was the slimmest man in the world, I would still not go anywhere near Rebel Wilson. Why would you bother? Who turns out to have been a virgin until she was 35 years old. Or was it 35 martinis old? I didn't really take that much notice. Either way, it's not a story. It's gossip and it's bullshit. You've got to hunt through it to get to the real stories. Okay, now, what's the last one I've got to play with here? Oh yeah, Charlie. King Charles III, who has a daughter-in-law who's black, and we don't like black in the castles, you know. Anyway, that Charles, who I've mentioned in previous blogs, is a year younger than me and doesn't call me Sir Whale, all that other rubbish. He actually went to church over Easter. Right. I'm thinking, why is this a story? I'm still thinking it while I'm talking. Why is this a story? Who gives a rat's ass if Charles or Charlie went to church over Easter? Who gives a flying whatever? I don't. But once I waded through that, I actually got to a few news stories, which I'm not going to bore you with, because they're not exciting like gossip and all that other rubbish. So, once again, thank you for watching.